the bars?
Yeah, they have to.
Right.
You
So
legally
that right.
you
I
legally
know.
have to, yeah, you legally have to get
Okay.
carded if you're going to an actual bar.
Got you.
If you're going to like a restaurant, you don't have to. Like they should card you.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if it's a law or not.
Right. But the only reason why I say that is like, do they care that it was expired? Your license?
No,
No.
one guy was like, when I was in Virginia and I with my expired license,
Mm-hmm.
the guy looked at me and he looked at me. I was like, yeah, I know it's expired. He looked at me and he just like his mind was just like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Just let me in.
Right.
I was like, I'm 25, but like it's expired. He's like, I know. He's like, I don't care. Just go in. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
But no one
Because
cares.
realistically, I think you're supposed to not have people come in with the expired license.
Yeah,
whatever.
technically, expired license is no longer valid.
Yeah.
Technically, I should be getting it anywhere.
Yeah.
I still do, because no one cares enough. Because as long as you're 25, because as long as you're 25, as long as you're over 21,
mm-hmm.
they're not gonna get in trouble because I'm still legally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I did when I was down in Disney. When I had my expired license, I was still using it whenever I went to a bar or anything. I still used it, and they still took it, so they were fine. Or they just didn't card me because I was with my family. And in those situations, like, okay, you're with your family. It makes sense. You're probably old enough to drink.
Yeah, that's how a lot of times I go out with my family, whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
I only get carded every now and then, like when I'm with like friends who are like my age. If we go to get for dinner or whatever, then some of us will get carded. But mainly, if we go out, we go to actual bars and we have to card.
Right. But there was this one wedding where my older brother Matt, like a couple years, like I want to say it was like 7-ish years ago, maybe. We had this wedding, and at the bar there were like carding people. Mm-hmm. I know some weddings are different. Some they do, some they don't. And my brother forgot his ID, so he couldn't drink for the whole wedding, unless it was like my sister or my mom bought something for him or something like that. And they were like they were hard asses on it too, because at one point someone came over, was like, yeah, he can't have this because he didn't have his ID or whatever. Like, really?
That's so trash.
Mm-hmm. Even though he was easily above the age, he just didn't have his ID, so they didn't let him drink.
Yeah, and I get that.
Yeah,
I understand it. No, like weddings.
Like I get it's the rules thing, but it's like it's just one of those annoying things. Kind of going back to what you were saying with the bars, and it's kind of annoying, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, honestly, like I haven't been to a wedding that hasn't been open bar.
Yeah,
and they don't.
I was the only one, and even then, I wasn't old enough to drink, so I wasn't really able to.
Yeah, I mean, like IDs would just kind of be like, yeah, let's go. Like, weddings are so much fun. Like when you get older, you're like,
I know.
Like once you turn like 21, you're like, yo, weddings are where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just so much fun with everybody.
It's so much fun, and it's that one time with your family where you see them all kind of drunk and like socially acceptable to be drunk.
Oh yeah, we went to Baltimore for a wedding with my family, for like one of my best friends, like our best family friends, and everyone was just hammered. It was so funny. My mom was just running across the street. I'm like, oh my god. It was so fun. I love weddings in general because you get to like actually like celebrate someone's like monumental moment with your family or friends or whatever, and then like you also in a new area, you also can like throw on a suit, look nice for one. Like I don't like wearing suits all the time, but like when is wedding, I'm like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, when you have to, you kind of have to try to kind of go all out on it, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I like. I don't like dressing up that much, like
right?
I used to, but if I'm going somewhere nice, or I'm gonna like
a wedding or something,
we might dress a little bit nicer for this dinner just because it is like a nicer restaurant. Like nothing crazy, like no buttons, like maybe like a pair, like a nice pair of pants or whatever, like ripped jeans,
right,
or a nice pair of jeans or whatever. Just wear like something like that. I'd be like, okay, I'm game for this. But yeah, that's just weddings are so much fun.
They really are. Because I've seen so many of my like family members or like friends when I've had like neighborhood friends or whatever like that that I've seen them drunk, or like even when I was younger, people that I like grew up with, and like, oh wow, that's what you're like. Look, that's what you're like when you're drunk. Those kind of things. I had one where my great uncle was dancing and he was completely drunk and everything. and it was just a whole kind of thing. But we all have those like wedding kind of stories of someone's not belligerently drunk, but you always notice was, oh yeah, they hit their limit. That's it. And then you know when it is, because that's when more people are brave enough than to hit the dance floor, and then they don't care.
I mean, like, even then, like, I'm not a huge dancer unless like I dance unless the mother son dance.
Right.
Yeah, like go of course do that. Like one of my friends, she had to kind of convince me to go out on her dance floor. Like she was there, I was like, I really don't want to go dance. Like, I was like stoked. I was having a good time. Like I was talking to some friends, and we were just kind of sitting at a table. We hadn't seen each other a while. We were just kind of sitting there back and hanging drinks. And she's like, "Come on, let's go dance." All of us were like, "Nah." And the sad thing is, like, I'm the most like persuadable one in the group,
right?
Because the other two are just kind of they're not introverted,
right?
But they're not like outgoing to go out there and do that. They're just not that people.
They need other people to be able to do that kind of thing.
Even then, they're probably not gonna go out, but they're not introverted.
Right.
But yeah, but she knew, like, out of like the four of us, it was like me that was gonna be like the one to be like, all right, go.
Right.
I really didn't want to go, but she was like, "Come on." I was like, "Fine." I went. I was like, it was cool, but I was like, not a huge dancer.
Yeah, I'm not either. And there was this one wedding where my sister was trying to get all of us to dance with her, and none of us would. So she just ended up dancing with her drink.
Oh my god! Yeah, my sister
slow dancing. She had her hands out. She was slow dancing with her drink.
I love it. I can see her doing it too.
I think there's a Facebook video or Facebook picture of her doing it.
Yeah, like what?
And the other great thing is too, for our next podcast, whenever we do that, my sister and her husband are coming into town this weekend, so there's going to be more of those drinking kind of stories too. Oh my god! So they're going to be fun.
I always thrived at weddings. Like my sister's wedding, I was drunk for the ceremony. Like, we went in, we had a couple shots, had a couple beers, and I was like, yeah, okay. It's like I'm actually like, kind of drunk here.
That was us right after my sister's, after the ceremony and everything. That's quickly what we went to is to the bars. Let's start drinking.
See, the thing is, like, the one thing I don't like. So you were in your sister's wedding, right?
Yeah, it was.
So like, the only thing
I just walked my mom down. That's all I did.
You were in it, Yeah. Like the only thing, like, I love weddings. So the only issue is like you don't eat for like 10 hours.
Oh, I know. That's why my one wedding I threw up on.
We were just drinking the entire time because some of us were hungry, so we just drank to like fill ourselves up. So we kind of like drunk, and like we just kept on going through, and all of us were like, "Where's the?" By the time the ceremony walked down, we were all walking out. We had to say hi to people, take pictures, and I'm like, my sister looked at me like, "Where's the food?" And I'm like, "I don't know. This is your wedding, but I want food too."
That's what happened at my cousin's wedding. The one wedding where I threw up on at the table. That's what happened. It's like we just kept drinking over again. Like there was people coming over with like hors d'oeuvres and everything, but it took like 5 hours. It felt like to just be able to sit down and then eat.
Yeah, I mean I'm talking about like when you're in the wedding, so you don't eat from like.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you now.
When we had to prep, I had breakfast at like 9 a.m., but I didn't eat till like 4.
Yeah, it was kind of the same way because for my sisters, it was we woke up, we ate breakfast, and then it was kind of awkward, but my sister's husband did his thing with all like the groomsmen and everything of skeet shooting, and we tagged along with them, me, my brothers, and my dad, and we did that for like an hour and a half or so, and then after that, they just kind of got ready for the wedding. I think we went back to change. And then, like yours, we waited like 4 or so hours before the wedding actually started to then eat and do all that stuff.
Yeah, because like what you do is for us, we didn't do anything beforehand. Like I kind of just like I got up because we went out the night before. Of course, is what you always do. Went out the night before, came back, and like in the morning, I just went up to get my own food because I didn't really care. So I went to get my own food, but like we had to prepare, so I had to like go and get changed. Take pictures of all of them, go to my sister's and get pictures with all the bridesmaids and my sister, my parents, and all that kind of stuff. And then I had to go back, get more prepared, do all those kind of like walking down aisle things, pictures, and then we had to do the entire ceremony. And after the ceremony, we had to do other stuff. And so the people there saved our lives because people want pictures with you and like, you know, obviously you had to do like your whole groom thing, which is fun. I loved it. Like I do it again, but that's what it was like. And what you did was they had this little hidden room for us and it had drinks, it had food. And we literally we went in there and like all of us just locked ourselves in that room for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just
that's what they did at my sister's. They separated both parties. I think they had like snacks, I think like water, maybe like some chips or Cheetos, something like that, but still wasn't really the same.
Yeah, for us,
it was even then, it was just for them. For us, we weren't doing anything really. We were just kind of waiting for the ceremony to kind of start.
Y'all kind of sit there and wait and do nothing while the entire wedding party like takes pictures and does other stuff. So like, it was still fun, but I won't forget. I was just really hungry the entire time. And by the time we got to the reception, I sat down at the table with all my friends. I was like, I am hungry. I just want food.
I think we were the same way. We were just at one point we were sitting outside of the bench, like, all right, can this go any like faster? Like this is kind of taking a little while.
Ours, it didn't go that bad. It went pretty fast. We tried to speed it up because like
the ceremony itself and all that went quickly. So
I mean, that's what my thing. My sister, and her husband, like, they loved this whole entire thing. They wanted to do this, but they're also very simplistic people where they're like, get in, get out.
Right.
After the wedding, that's it.
Yep.
Like, let's get to the ceremony. Let's just get to the ceremony as fast as get to the reception as fast as possible.
Yep, that's how my sister was too.
And then that's it. Because once you hit the reception, you're good.
Right.
But then she's like, just get there as fast as we can. Which is like a mood.
Yeah, it is. Especially on the wedding days too.
Yeah. I like it. I like weddings a lot. They're fun. I think I have like 3 coming up too. I was also the weird part, like all our friends are getting married. Well, not like our friends, but whatever. Like I already had 2 college friends get married. 2 are engaged, and 3 are engaged, and then 1's getting married in the fall.
Right.
It's nuts. I'm like,
yeah, it is. Yeah, I have seen that more. I've seen more like people that we went to high school. It was like, oh, well, they got married. All right.
They get married, they have kids, and I'm like, dang.
Yep. Wow. All right.
I'm just out here trying to survive.
Yep.
I'm just